The Frames Per Second podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. We are reviewing SupaCell. Very popular show that's taken off via word of mouth and increased coverage. So my name is Kenneth Beans. Joining me we have Mike.
Yo, Wagwan.
Spike.
Wagwan.
Day.
Hi.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm not doing that.
You ain't down with the feud.
I'm not doing that.
He grown man things.
It's not racist.
Yes, it is.
They're black, we're black.
Yeah, I guess.
They're Caribbean black, but you know.
It's ethnitist or some shit. I don't know.
My God.
Yes, series based in South London. SupaCell, just 4 or 5 black people that have powers because of sickle cell. So it's a real interesting series that that last I read had 18 million streams.
Damn. Wow.
Yep.
Really good.
18 million views, I should say, in its first few weeks, and was definitely at number 1, and it's still in the top 10 list. It was written by Rapman, and it has of course, subtle things of like racism, healthcare stuff. So of course, sickle cell as well, which is interesting because do people still talk about sickle cell like that anymore?
I didn't think so.
I would say yes. I feel like everybody knows somebody with sickle cell.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've never known it to be like talked about very much in the public outside of maybe when TLC was popping and everybody knew Tion had it. But outside of that, I've never really known for sickle cell to be a conversation piece.
Yeah. I remember when I was growing up, it was I would hear about it more often than now. So that's why I thought it was an interesting choice to use this to bring, because Rapman said he wrote it to raise awareness about sickle cell, which is interesting. I guess
they have an annual sickle cell walk here in Atlanta. It's coming up in September.
You going?
I've been before.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's.
Anybody have any? Well, I guess maybe not. I don't
think
a
I
very
do.
personal question, but
No, I mean, I think it's well, I'll answer. They don't have to, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I mean, and my mom has 10 brothers and sisters, and all of them have children. And I don't think anybody has sickle cell. I don't hear anybody talking about sickle cell anymore.
Yeah,
I've met people with siblings and stuff.
Say again?
I've met people with siblings that had sickle cell, and people that have dealt with it.
I know a few people whose sons have it, and I know like one of them, their son is a little bit older now, but I remember them having to go back and forth to the hospital a lot when he would have episodes as a young kid. But I don't have anybody in my family, immediate family, that I know of, but I know several people whose children have suffered with it.
I'm gonna ask my
anyone heard of Rapman before this?
I hadn't heard of him before this.
Neither
but
have
I'm
I.
not tapped into British rap either, so.
Yeah. Well, is he a rapper?
Yeah,
He
he's a
is
rapper
a-
and
And a director, music
director. He got a YouTube series that was very popular.
What's it
I can't
called?
think of the name of it. I'll look it up, but that's what, because I looked it up when I kept seeing Rapman after the episode. I was like, who the hell is that? But I hadn't heard of him before this.
From what I understand, it's a couple of rappers that are actually starring in this. I just don't know
Yes,
who they are.
that's crazy.
I wasn't familiar.
Yeah,
with
he
him.
looks very familiar. He looks
Who did he play?
Crazy.
Yeah, he was
which one
crazy.
that?
Crazy.
The drug dealer.
Craig,
drug
yeah,
lord?
yeah, but he looks like an American rapper, not a rapper, but American actor too, and I cannot place it because that's who when he popped up on screen, I was like, oh, that's boy, they got him in here,
I know
but it
who you're
wasn't.
talking about. I know,
See,
I know
I'm not
who
being
you're talking
racist.
about.
He does, bro.
I'm curious on who y'all talking about though.
He's you've seen him before, but
You have. He played in.
What's his name?
Shit.
oh man, it's well anyway, this whole series is based around Michael. Michael, played by Tosin Cole, has powers and he can teleport, freeze time, and travel through time.
Sorry, it was the dude that played in Insecure.
Oh, he
interest.
does look like
Yeah,
him.
Like
the not Lawrence, but the other black guy.
Daniel?
Yeah.
He don't look like
He
Daniel.
does look
They
like
look
him.
like him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
You're right, Spike.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Craze looks
Damn.
like Daniel.
That's it.
Damn.
Nay's
There isn't nobody in the show. It was like Daniel.
I'm trying to pull up a picture.
Well, anyway, so the whole premise is
Don't they look like him?
Yes.
They look like him, Nay.
they're favorites.
Squint.
Who is he supposed? That's Daniel. But who is he supposed? Who's supposed to look
Crazy.
like him?
Craze.
I know. What? Help me out because
Let me see. I'm gonna pull
the
him up.
super villain in this one. They had all the powers at the end.
I'm gonna pull him up.
That ain't it.
I don't see it. But okay. I mean, okay.
Nah, for
Sure.
real. Look. You don't see it? A little bit?
There's another.
Okay, I'll give you
A little
like
bit.
a great value.
Like you just woke
version.
up.
Yeah.
Just
British
woke up.
I see it. I see it.
British version.
The British version. The British version. Don't use.
Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, he got transferred to the future with his older self saying this girl gonna die, and he has to save her. So he's searching for all these other people who has powers as well. So you have Calvin, who plays Rodney, who has super speed. You have Sabrina, who has telekinesis; she can fly. You have Andre, who has super strength, and then you have Taser, who has invisibility. Have you guys ever seen any of these actors before?
Andre, and I was gonna ask where I've seen him because
Andre played in
I
it.
forgot
I've
to look
seen
him up.
Michael before. We reviewed
Oh,
a
really?
movie he was in, and that was probably the most intriguing part of this film to me, or this show to me. Like he was the play in House Party, the House Party remake.
Oh,
Who
he
knew
sure
he was
was.
British? That was the best act. That makes his acting performance, even though the movie was trash, like that made that performance even better. I was
I
like,
don't
damn,
even
nigga, you was British this whole time. You was
Damn,
corny.
he sure was.
I
Damn.
don't remember.
So what y'all? I mean, I guess we all here. We doing a review of it, so I guess we all loved it, like it, huh?
Wait, hold on. Did you find Andre yet, Spike?
I want to say he played it, but you probably didn't watch this. You wouldn't have seen. But
I've seen him in something.
I think he played in BMF. Oh, excuse me, not BMF.
Yes, he did.
But that's
play in
him.
BMF.
Yeah, didn't he play in BMF?
I did
I
see. I
definitely
did
didn't
see
see
that he
that.
was in that, but I feel like I've seen him in something else.
Book of Clarence.
Yes,
That's
what
what I knew
it
him
is.
from.
That's what it is.
Ah, that is him.
Yep. Anyway, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, what y'all think about the show?
This was great. I flew through all 6 episodes. I think the story was dope. I could have gotten a little bit more clarity on the ending, but I'm glad. I hope it's been renewed so we do get a.
Not yet.
It hasn't.
It hasn't picked back up.
Jeez.
It's they got.
I want, I do want a conclusion to this story. I can't have it left right there. So hopefully it gets to season 2. But I enjoyed all 6 episodes, all the plots, all the actors. It was really good.
It was super enjoyable. I enjoyed it. It was a really fun, easy watch. Is it the best thing on television? No.
Damn.
But it was absolutely fun to watch.
What about you, Matt?
No, I loved it. I thought it was great. If I had watched it prior to the mid-year, I don't think it would have made the list still. But it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Because I remember when you had mentioned, I had said it was on my list and I hadn't watched it yet. So when you endorsed it, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and run home and check this out. And yeah, I binged it in a day and a half. And you know what, Spike? I had the same opinion you had until I thought about it. And I hope it doesn't get canceled. I really want it to come back. But if it does get canceled, I actually kind of like it.
Just left right.
I think it answered enough questions for me to walk away from the show being like, all right, because she still died. She just died a different day because of the butterfly effect, just changing the future.
Yeah.
They took Craze out. We now see who was in charge of everything. I would be okay walking away. I just don't want them to end it because it's really fucking good. Acting good, story's good, even the special effects were good.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I was really surprised by because sometimes when you have unknown actors or actors that I don't know, that shit could be shaky. So I was really impressed with the level of acting. It wasn't the best, but
it was good.
I
Yeah.
expected the shit to be.
It's solid.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know any of these guys, so they just found somebody off the street. But no, they were really good. And the guy Rodney, Rap Man, I read an interview that said he specifically wanted him to be the comic relief to find that actor to play Rodney. He wanted him to be the comic relief. Let me see if I can find his name.
the less melanated of the
Calvin Demba. He said he saw him in something else. And he just felt like his he would have the comedic timing or the personality to suit the role. So
And he was right. I couldn't see
Yeah.
anybody else being
Yeah,
comic
he
relief
was.
in
Yeah,
this.
Nah.
It was
nobody
just
else was
enough.
funny,
It
right?
was
Yeah.
just, it wasn't like unnecessary. It wasn't like you were trying to be. You were trying. He wasn't trying to be funny. It just seemed like naturally. And then with his character, it just naturally seemed like who he was.
Yep.
It came off very, very. Natural.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I'd seen that white guy, his friend, before. That white guy played in Top Boy.
Spud. Yeah.
Really?
Spud.
Yeah, he
Oh,
played in Top Boy.
I never watched that.
Good.
What show?
Top Boy.
Oh, he was in Top
He was a
Boy?
little white boy in Top Boy.
He was the young kid from the fire in the
was
building.
following-
Holy
yeah,
shit.
that's him. Mhm.
I didn't realize that. But now that you say it,
He looked young.
yeah. Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, a lot of it. So going back and rewatching it, you know, when we agreed to do this, you can really see everything unfold and being set up in episode 1, like clearly now, and like the black woman running off and getting shot, which she should use her powers a lot sooner. You saw Jasmine
woman
sitting in the
running off.
woman,
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold on.
shot.
What
black woman.
that got shot?
in the opening scene. Remember?
Oh, at the
Episode 1.
beginning. Okay.
Oh, okay.
The old lady.
Yeah. Who was Taser's
Somebody's-
mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who opened the door and just stood there like a fool.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, she ain't seen sunlight, so I was just like, but you know, they had to kill her, so whatever. But I don't know. I hate when they do movies like that, shows like that. Break the fucking window open, then start running and have her shot. Don't have her just sit there and just look out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a minor gripe. But yeah, we meet Michael and his girlfriend.
I love them.
They're really good.
They're so good together.
Yep.
They are, but
Oh,
They
come
really
on.
made it
You know,
believable.
you didn't like the romance.
They made it
thing?
believable.
I did. But Dion was fucking annoying,
She was down for her man, Ken.
bro. Like she was.
That nigga kept disappearing in the middle of the
Sure
goddamn night.
did.
I don't know. So many bitches be like, "It's okay, baby. I don't know. We gonna figure it out."
You would have been scared if your husband disappeared like that and came back.
Like if I saw him vanish, sure. But if I wake up and nigga, where you at?
But she was running from him when he came back.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
She ran from him?
Yeah, she ran from him at first, and then she kind of settled into the
what the
back.
fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
she was spooked on what was happening.
Yeah, I got to go. I don't know what's going on. I get it, but yeah, she held him down.
And then she tried to help. She was trying to figure
Yeah,
out what's
she
going
was-
on.
That was
She
her problem.
She rolled with him at
I
the
didn't
end.
find her annoying. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, that was believable.
I think their relationship. I watched the interview with all of them in a room, and they were talking about how they knew each other before this. So that's why their relationship it actually made sense on screen.
they knew
'cause
each other.
I couldn't tell if they dated because they were kind of being vague, but they knew each other prior to filming the show.
Oh, that's cute.
So I liked it.
I think their relationship was believable. I believed it. I think they had the right amount of tension between them. Well, she got mad because he snapped at her.
Oh, and I felt she was like, "Yeah, we not talking no more. We can end the conversation."
He told you to stop. No.
He did. Multiple times. He was like, "You need to leave this shit alone."
I'm
But-
nigga. I'm just trying to help.
I just couldn't. That was one gripe I had. I couldn't really wrap my brain around. I know he didn't want to tell her that she died in the future, but I feel like he should have just explained what was going on to her earlier
I agree.
instead of just getting mad and being like, "I told you to fucking stop." Well, if you told me what was going on prior to that, then maybe I wouldn't be doing all this.
Yeah, but how do you explain that though?
Yeah.
And she said
he
that.
did explain it.
Yeah.
So he could have just done that earlier.
True.
He could have just left out the part. Well, look, you die.
Well, and I like the dialogue or the conversation they had when he eventually told her. She was like, "Yeah, you know, I was sitting here thinking like, why didn't you tell me earlier?" But then I was also thinking like, well, how do you tell
How do you
somebody
tell
that
somebody
shit?
that? Yeah.
It seemed believable. And then the whole scene, like when they were going to A-Town, when they were just crying, man.
She wouldn't get out of the car.
No, when they were just crying about it.
Yeah,
she
because
was-
I'm gonna die in a couple days. What the fuck? What the fuck?
he was like, "No, you're not gonna die." You know, like, damn, I
Nigga,
believe
yes,
that.
I am. You saw. Yeah, bless it. Yeah, what do you do if somebody gives you that information? Like you gonna die in about seven and a half
You got
days.
like 7 days left, and I'm
Nigga,
sorry.
I'm wilding out. Do you hear me?
I'm doing crack.
Everything that I ever
Immediately.
been curious about,
For real.
I'm doing.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And Michael is kind of walking past all of these different people, but yeah, they introduce us to Andre and his girlfriend, and Andre's struggling, bro.
X.
X,
Yeah,
yes,
his
I'm
baby
sorry.
mama.
Appreciate the correction. And I guess he paid her to get his son for the summer. I don't know. That was
You
weird.
know, I thought he was trying to catch up on child support.
Yeah.
he owed us some money for child support.
Yeah, he about to go to jail for it. Wasn't he?
Yeah.
yeah,
Because he had just got that new job.
yeah, which
And
that
he
was
lost it.
That shit was fucked up,
That
bro.
was, yeah.
And I was like, damn, because I felt, why was he calling his friend? Because his friend can't get him paid.
I think his friend got him the job or something like
Yeah,
that.
but
if I'm not
he was
mistaken,
spying
right?
over payroll.
I think his friend knew the company more. And he was like, these people doing me dirty. Like this company that you invited me to.
I wanted more from his character. Like I wanted to see more development of his character. I felt like his storyline, while it was kind of very straightforward, for some reason I felt like I wanted more depth with him.
Andre?
Yeah.
I could see that. I agree with that.
I don't know.
Because they
Go ahead.
didn't give us a reason why he would be on. Well, they did give us a reason.
Yeah, he was broke, and they came in his house and they took all his money.
But
Got
I'm talking
his
about
shoebox.
the socialist stuff. Yeah.
He didn't really have a problem with being a bad guy closer to the end.
Right.
Wait, Andre?
Yeah.
He did have a problem with being the bad
But they didn't
guy.
show us that like the
His-
like
I
it's
think they
it kind of
did.
seemed like he just said yes.
Yeah,
No.
see, the flip. Okay, so help me out. Why did the flip happen so easily?
Because he was broke, and they were taking his money, and he was trying to help his child.
So they were offering him money to go after the five.
Yeah, his
That's
whole-
that's what I got from it. That they were gonna
Yeah.
that he was gonna get money for doing this, right?
Yeah. His whole motivations for everything was
money.
his kid.
Gotcha.
Money to take care of his kid. Like,
And then okay.
yeah, we saw him break down a couple of times talking to John. Was like, I can't feed my son.
Right.
I got no money. You know how it feels to, be in this position.
And his wife didn't want to let him see the kid, so he was afraid that if
Yes.
he didn't have any, yeah, sorry. Dang, I know.
Hey, tag team, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Back again. Yeah, that's how I took it. So
Yeah, so because that was the only reason he went to help out. It was kind of fucked up though that his boy John asked him to go rob that place.
I thought so.
I thought so too. It was
Yeah.
weird. I was like, how do we go from here to here? you
Yeah.
guys?
This
Like,
is the best play you could think of for me
Right.
in my new powers. Like this is the best thing you could.
Because
think
he
of.
asked a very valid question. He's like, "How do I know I'm bulletproof?"
Right.
Yeah,
And his friend didn't have a good answer. He was like,
"Oh,
"I don't know."
We'll find out.
Right? What?
We gonna see. Ain't we?
Nigga, yeah, just keep smashing ATMs.
That's what I thought. Just go break
go hit
another
another
ATM.
ATM. Yeah.
Just wear a mask this time. If they can't see
Right.
your face. What do you mean? Go rob drug dealers. What?
yeah, because you didn't see guns.
Right. So there can't be any guns.
And like,
you know
they-
where else there's no guns? At an ATM.
Facts. Is it a thing in Britain where it's like they don't use guns like that? Like guns
they
aren't
have
as
really
prevalent,
strict
right?
gun
Guns are
laws.
harder to get.
Right. So that was something that I noticed watching it, like all the kids using knives and stuff. I was like, oh wow, this is so not American because everybody would have some sort of gun.
They use acid too. They'll throw acid on each other.
I've seen that. I've heard about that as well. Yeah.
I seen it on
Yeah.
Top Boy.
How you throw acid?
They keep it in the container and it's like to your
Oh, okay,
skin.
that makes more
yeah.
sense. Got it.
Oh, you thought he was in hand?
I don't know. I'm being literal, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you were.
I might just be tired. I thought Spike was making
Squeezing
a
in his
joke.
hand, bro.
Just throw it real fast. I don't know.
Like, acid to get you just like hot water. It don't take long, bro. But even then, Andre had just said, "Man, I'm not trying to go back to jail." And he was like, "All right, well, cool, but I got this idea. Let's go break into this place." Like, what kind of shit is that? Yeah,
He
but
didn't even wear a mask or a
was
costume
better
or
friend.
anything. He just
Horrible
walked
friend.
in.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, Andre's story was sad to me though.
It was,
Yeah, it was.
which is why I think maybe I wanted more of it. Like I liked it, and I liked the whole element. I liked the whole element with his relationship with his son and him trying to do better. I think I just wanted to see more of it.
What did you guys think about his story of how he actually ended up in jail?
Refresh my memory because I watched this shortly after it went out.
So
it came
he
out.
said when he was interviewing for the job at Five Blue or whatever that place was.
"Oh yes,
Yeah, he finally revealed, was open and honest to a black man that was interviewing him.
That had it, yeah.
Yeah, said that he was just driving, picked up one of his boys,
right.
and just
Yep.
random search, and
that nigga
he
was
had.
set up."
You think? I don't think he was set up.
Yeah, I didn't think he was set up either.
I think
thought
the
that
guy
he-
just had something on him, and it was just wrong place, wrong time, and he didn't. He was like, "I ain't got shit, so you can search my shit. It's cool."
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, yeah.
And he went to jail because he didn't want to snitch the snitch code.
And then bro still didn't give him the job. That's fucked up, man.
It was.
But it felt more realistic. Too.
It did feel realistic, but it still pissed me off.
And the way they did it when he walked in, he didn't say shit. He just sat down and he was like, "How did?" Because I thought he had it. I thought he got the job. He walked in and shit, bro. He said, "I ain't get the job." I was like, "Damn."
Yep.
I was like, "Poor Andre."
He should have went back there and beat that dude's ass with his super strength.
The other thing I thought when he robbed the ATM, I'm like, bro, there are cameras in ATMs. Why are you taking this money?
Without a
Nigga,
mask.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Without a mask, though.
When you're not leaving all that money on the ground for anybody else to pick up, I'm gonna walk away out of camera,
Right.
out line of sight, and come back with a mask or something,
Facts.
and just scoop that shit up.
Facts.
I thought that's how he was going to end up back in jail. I thought that was
I
going to
did
come
too.
back on him. It didn't
He
really.
might come back
so-
in season 2, maybe.
Well, I think I'm putting this in there. Maybe the Health and Humanity people erased the footage,
Yeah, because they definitely had it.
and there's
Or
no
maybe they
existence of
used
it.
it to blackmail him, and that's why he
They did.
ended up. He
Sort of.
did? Did they say that?
They
Yeah,
didn't
the
say
guy,
it, but
the
they
guy
were like,
mentioned it. He was like, so you don't have to be knocking off ATMs. You can make money doing
So
this.
y'all do know why his.
You're right. Now that we said
And
it,
he said the
I-
dope-
as I was saying that, I thought about what I said.
and then he said this shit. And then he said this shit. I was like, I don't know how you're gonna do this. Like, I'll give you the money back. I was like, how? What you? How you gonna get money back, bro? You can't even get a job.
Did y'all know that they go up in your house like that over there and just like and refuse to
Debt
leave?
collectors, yeah.
I'm
didn't know
sorry,
that.
what?
Yeah,
Remember
debt
when they
collectors.
I
went up
was
in his
confused
house?
when I was
Oh.
like, when they came in, and I was like, is this? Is it? I
a
thought
thing
at that
over there.
point, I thought it was because he like bashed the ATM, and I was like, is this law enforcement? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. So that
It was a private debt collector. Yeah.
My God, on
Yeah.
today,
I
and they
didn't- I
walk.
didn't know
I
they
mean,
could
if
do
I ain't
that.
got it, nigga, I ain't got it.
Right,
What
what
you
you
Right.
do?
gonna do? I guess they
Yeah.
gonna take shit out of your house. I guess.
Yeah, that was sad too. His
was.
son coming in and gave his phone and shit like that.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
horrible. That made me look at that in a whole different way.
I'm telling you, y'all come, yeah. But shit, he probably need to. His son, bro. He probably should have gave him that damn phone. His son didn't need that phone.
Oh, his son was a good kid. He was a good kid. He was trying to have friends. I understood it. He wasn't a bad.
He was a normal
kid.
teenager.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was
I-
a curious kid.
Give
He
me a
was
Lord.
curious. Yeah, he was
And they were
curious.
nice to him. That's all it takes.
I know.
And they had
I got
money.
caught up with the wrong crowd before. It happens.
Ooh, I got kids.
To talk to him and get a conk.
You say what?
Is that why all my hair fell out?
Everybody's doing it, Ken. Nah, he was a good kid. I liked him. I think he did a good job in the role too. I don't know him. I don't think I've ever seen him before, but I thought he was really convincing.
He felt right in line at the end. He was like one of them.
But it was partly Andre's fault, which is what made this show so good. Andre didn't mean for it to be his fault, but it was his fault. He didn't show up
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was with John going to do some illegal shit.
to help his kid, but he couldn't tell his kid that.
And now
That's
the
why I loved his
cycle, honey,
story.
the cycle.
And now he's hooked up with these fucking drug
Cycle of the
dealers.
streets.
What about Serena and Shar? I think that's her sister name.
Now those are the
Oh,
ones I
Sabrina.
didn't care about. I didn't care about their
Really?
story. That was the telekinesis. Nah, I didn't care about
She
her.
was my favorite. I thought she had
Oh.
the dopest powers personally. I was like, if
her
she get it
sister.
together, honey, she could fuck all these niggas up. So I like that. And I mean, I guess from a feminine point of view, right? Like we all got them friends who like get into some bullshit and get you in some bullshit, even though this was her sister, not her friend. So I didn't dislike it. It did feel, this one in Taser's story felt a little cliche to me, but I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the storyline.
She's really
I
pretty.
enjoyed
She's
it. She
really
is
pretty.
really pretty.
Yeah, I was fine with it.
Your face. was
No,
like-
I'm just not going there because I can already tell that Spike got about 12 things he wants to say with his nasty ass. But no, it was just, I think her story was just kind of, it just felt boring to me. It wasn't her acting ability. I think she was great. I thought their sister was great. It was just like, all right, I don't really care if y'all die like that. I really
No.
don't care.
You didn't care she was gonna get raped on the side of
Now
the
that's
goddamn
different.
club.
See,
and
this is how
killed-
Reddit be doing me, Spike.
Yeah, she
This is
did.
how Reddit be
She-
trying to get me in
I
trouble.
was invested. I was like, zap his ass, Sabrina.
I did too. Yeah,
I
I
was
thought
like,
it was
where's
a
your
wrap.
sister at?
Yeah. That part was.
I wasn't
cool.
expecting him to be. So that
part
kind of
was dope.
twist was dope too. Like the fact that he actually had powers too, and seeing them battle. Yeah, that was, Sabrina was my favorite power.
And then the connection, because Shar was dating Craig. We didn't know Craig was crazed. We eventually kind of learned it because the grandma mentioned Craig as well. But you have to really be paying attention. I wasn't in the first episode because they were
wasn't
just
either.
throwing names out there. But yeah, Shar was trying to push up on Michael. And that's how we got introduced to Sabrina.
You remember that? That was the first episode. He delivered to her house, and she was trying to give him his number, and he was not paying
He was
attention.
I didn't realize that was the same person.
Yeah, she was like, oh, maybe he's gay.
Wow.
So I was like, no, he just love his girl.
Wow, I didn't realize that was the same person.
Because he was
That's funny.
oblivious to it.
Oh,
Oh,
he was
wasn't
not
oblivious.
oblivious.
Yeah, he was.
not-
He was
knew
trying to
what
get the
was
fuck
going on.
out
He
of
just wasn't
there.
playing into it.
Yeah,
I thought he was like, here's your
fine, so
package.
he didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, he left because he didn't want to get himself in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
He loves his woman.
I didn't see it that way. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
He didn't see it that way because otherwise, I mean, he was just fucked. I mean, if he knew that she was coming out, he'd have just fucked.
he thought he was gay too.
Oh, is that what it was? I like Michael. Michael was my man. I
Yeah,
like Michael.
he
I love
was
Michael.
good, man.
Yeah. What else was for her? Because it was. I mean, she should have been fired.
Who?
Sabrina. She left her job. She almost killed that white woman.
That was
Remember
the
that
first
old ass
one.
man was talking
Everybody
about
The
have
first
a
time
bad
she
day.
fucked up though, Ken. They went out of her way to say how good of a nurse that she was though. Like they were considering
Bro,
her. They were considering her for
Spike,
like,
you
a
can't
better
leave your
position.
job, bro, without explanation.
Somebody, it might have been.
They
an
gave her a
emergency.
promotion.
It might have been an emergency.
It might be different over there. She might have just had a mental health day and just left. It might be different there.
It was an emergency.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody
something
could
happened with my kid. I'm out, and I'll call y'all and tell y'all why when I get to the car, when I get where I need to go. It's to be some situations like that.
Yeah.
And she had an impeccable record too.
Yeah, she was early every
Except
day.
then,
All right.
That-
she
that-
pissed
that was
that
the
white
first
woman off, then
time.
she broke that table.
That was
That's
the
not
first
impeccable.
So that's why they let her leave. They knew something was going on with her. She usually don't act like this.
okay.
I did like the scene where she came back and they thought they were gonna fire her.
Yeah, she got a
They-
promotion. That
yeah, I was like, oh, I like this.
It kind of really addressed like in the beginning because Char was like, yeah, you don't get promotions, you doing all this stuff, and they're not gonna give you
Right.
the job, and she eventually did, which is kind of the racism part of the story.
I liked it. Lena Waithrow, they'd have fired her and then she would have died when she got out the building.
Right, she'd have been hit by a bus.
I thought Rodney's story was sad though.
It was.
Man,
Yes,
It
very,
oh my god,
very.
With the
That was the racism part of the story.
man, for real.
That was so well done.
Because in the first episode, he just looking at a white woman and this mixed kid walking. He just staring at him
And
like
I didn't
weird.
place why until way later.
I didn't either. Mm-mm.
Sorry.
You and your husband, man. I swear to God. No, like when
I
he
felt it when it came out. I'm sorry.
when he looked at him and I knew that he was kind of like, you know, identifying with him. I just
Right.
didn't really understand why it was that deep. Because I think at the time we knew he lived on his own, but we didn't know what happened to his parents.
yeah.
So I thought maybe his
Yeah,
parents
that's
were just
true.
dead.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't have any money. He was broke, trying to sell weed, couldn't do it. Trying his charm. He was.
Oh, that was funny. That was
I ain't
funny.
never seen nobody beg somebody to
buy
like selling
weed.
weed. Like I'm like, this shit should just go. What are you doing? What is wrong?
Because it's probably, I imagine it's probably so common over there. I bet everybody just has a plug automatically. So
It
somebody
has
just
to.
walks up to you. Because when I was over there, people just walk up to you. No.
Really? Okay, so
In
maybe that
London?
was a cultural thing again. Because I'm like, nigga, who does that? Like, hey,
Shit, they do it. They do it down here.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
Certain
it's-
places,
it's
they
certain
got that loud.
spots, bro.
They got that loud.
Yeah, they do.
Bro, he was in the middle of some
like
plaza. He
shagging
was
people,
downtown.
Yikes.
If you go to the certain parts of London, yeah, they just walk up and like, hey, 'cause
Wow.
you're not going to go to jail or anything. So I took it like these people just had a normal. That's why the guy was so comfortable later on walking up and giving that guy the phone number, being like, yeah, just call my boy. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, that was odd to me too.
Yeah, so his power was activated when he was trying to get the car, and then he ran to Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
And I
They did
I
that
thought-
well.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She was like, you know any other Edinburgh? The old
That
white
was
lady.
funny.
But but even him trying to use his powers, I thought that was funny, especially both times that he did it. Because the people in Scotland was making fun of him and shit like that, and he got back, and his boy was clowning him and shit like that. I felt like all the power reveals to people that were close to them felt like real.
That nigga
You know.
was Sonic spinning in that apartment.
That was funny.
But yeah, when he went home after his boy got whooped, and he went home, and his wife, his mom wouldn't take him in,
That was
and he said, "I can pay rent."
She like, you know, my husband don't want to deal with no black blood, nigga.
That's crazy.
Man,
And she got a whole nother kid. And he got that was really sad. He did really good, and he did a
Yeah.
really good performance with that too.
Yeah, he came back and he was just destroying shit. Yeah, that shit was sad, bro. Probably my favorite one is Taser.
Me too. That's
Yeah,
my boy,
I like
Taser.
Man,
Taser.
I loved his whole story.
I liked Taser, but I was over the gangbang element. I really was.
I like Taser.
It just it got a little. This was probably like my that was
don't
probably my
say it.
least favorite part of it.
Man.
Like I'm like I don't want to see like gangbang. Like I don't want that. Personally, sorry.
They needed the one that wasn't squeaky clean. Like, he was the only one that didn't have good motivations. He was just a fucking street kid.
And a fast dude.
The fast dude wasn't hurting anybody, though. He was just dealing drugs.
Yeah, just selling weed.
Taser was actively hurting
Yeah,
people.
that's true.
Yeah, I think it was when they did the whole fight with Craze where I started to fall out. Like I'm like they about to really like they about to duke it out. Like that's really what I didn't like it. It felt cliche.
I never heard of this after, but he was great. Like he
was.
looked like he was a threat. Like when, especially at the end when he woke up and he started walking in the room, and the way he walked in up on Rodney, he was like, "Where am I?" Like every time, when he stabbed somebody, he just kind of slowly turned around.
He was a good villain.
Man, I'm
He was a
telling
really
you,
good villain.
who's like, he's not a hero, but he's not a villain.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. He didn't feel like a villain to me.
He's not
but
a
he also
Anti-hero.
he's an anti-hero. But then I did like the fact that it's not. It was. What am I trying to say? Like he wasn't all the. He was very in the middle, right? He wasn't all the way bad, but we didn't necessarily get a full understanding of his like motivations for being in the street other than he just was. So I did like that character. As in, like, story around
so with Taze, what happened was his mom abandoned him, so he thought, which I thought this was really dope
Yeah, me too.
because his mom was, of course, the one that got shot,
Right.
right?
Yep.
His mom not being there drove him to the streets. He was angry at his mom. But his mom, so he thought he was abandoned. So he went to find that elsewhere.
Craze was like a parental figure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that wasn't his brother?
No.
They just
No.
raised him because he was
No,
in
they
the
just
streets.
kind of called it. I think they knew each other when they were younger, and Craze just kind of took care of him because
Yep.
the mother was gone.
But if his mom was there the whole time, he may not have even
Right.
been there.
Yeah, that was dope. I thought that was well done.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that once we find out that Craze knew his mom was dead the whole time, I thought, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh yikes! I don't think I put that together.
He told him at the end. He was like, "Yeah, your mom's in there. She's dead.
I don't think I.
She
put
was
that
trying to
together.
get back to you."
Yep.
How did I miss that?
His whole anger, everything was over his mom. He had mommy
His
issues.
mom's, yeah.
Oh.
So he could have been a good kid. Think about all the
Right.
potentially good kids that are in the street
Yep.
because their parents, mom or dad, are taken away.
Like Andre from
Yep.
Yep.
Boom.
Touche, guys.
Yep. And then if you want to add another layer, like the mom is in this institution,
Yep.
which is ran by white people, which creates this cycle. Man, bro. And so
Yeah, it was really
that shit was like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. But Taser, did you like his crew?
No, I think that's probably why. Like his,
Oh,
they were
man.
so like the little one, the one with the braid. They were corny to me. They weren't. I didn't. I will give you. I like some of the scenes, like them riding on scooters look dope with the bandanas like that. Look, visually they were cool, but I just don't think I like the dialogue that they gave them.
One of them was
Sorry.
funny.
Which
Like
one?
The main dude that we talked the most.
Tootsie?
He was funny.
I liked all of them.
You did.
I did. I thought they were funny, but it explained why they weren't able to move up until Craze was gone. Because they were fuck ups. They
Yeah.
weren't really good at what they were doing.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I liked all of them. I especially liked the kind of really young one.
The
Tiny,
one that
I think.
died.
He didn't die.
Yeah, he just got
Okay, the one who got
Yeah.
shot.
Tiny. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
was
liked
funny.
that it was him that got shot because he was the one that I liked the most because he was so innocent. And that scene I was not expecting.
Me either.
I know.
Really, guys?
No.
Really,
I was
guys?
like,
y'all didn't
yo.
see, y'all didn't see that coming.
I thought they were gonna hurt
This was
him.
so you got served. Like this is this. That's what I'm saying. It felt
got
cliche. Like it's always like the one that pulls the heartstrings that gets shot like unnecessarily or killed unnecessarily.
Like Lil Saint.
Oh,
Yeah.
that because the fight between him and whatever it starts with an M, Masher. Yeah, but I didn't start to pick up on it. I didn't see it coming, but the way he Tiny's dialogue increased, where he was like super
Yeah.
happy, And then he paused, but nah, I didn't. Once the fight was over, I thought that was it.
If anything, I thought that he was going to be a casualty, but later. I didn't expect in that moment that Craze was going to just shoot him in front of everybody. So I was like, no, they shot him.
I was me too.
Dang, he ain't dead, is he?
Poor Tiny.
Not Tiny.
Damn, they shot him.
His mama was not playing with them niggas. Y'all better get the fuck out of this hospital room. She was not playing with them niggas.
I don't blame him.
Nah. I thought Tusi was a little annoying.
Was he the darker skinned one?
He-
Or the one that like Ludacris?
Taller one.
Yeah,
the one with
the taller one was the more menacing one. But Tusi was the one that did all the talking.
The lighter skinned one?
Yeah.
Okay, I liked
guess.
him. I
With
thought
the
he was
hat,
funny.
right? The braids
He
and
would always
hat.
wear
Yeah.
the hat and the hoodies and stuff like that.
I
I
liked
think.
him.
Yeah. Because remember when Michael walked up on him, he was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry for scaring you." He was like, "Scaring me?
Scare me.
You mad?
He said, "You're a delivery driver, bro."
That was funny. That was funny. Poor Michael.
Yeah, poor
I think that scene was dope. Like when he went to deliver it, like him figuring out like hey, how it's happened twice, and then jumping him the first time. I thought that was really dope.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the first time you ran into him?
When they came to rob the truck.
Yeah.
Stabbed him or whatever.
Yeah, and Michael stabbing him because he got cut at the party that was set up on, and
Taser stabbed him.
Taser,
Yeah.
my bad, and again, Michael just reacting because of something that happened to him, and he ended up killing Michael in that scene. Of course, we came back, but nah, I Taser was dope to me. Even when and I love how when he showed him his powers. And how all of them reacted like I think
Like
that people,
kids.
yeah.
You a ghost.
When they dropped the phone, someone ran off and shit like that.
Yeah, that was funny.
That
Oh man! And when Michael showed his powers, when he kind of walked up on him, he was like, "Oh man, that shit scared the shit out of me." Yeah, that shit was dope. And even when I forgot the taller one's name, but when he walked to his house, he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna fuck with me anymore." And he got up and walked in. He was like, "Man, I'll fuck with you even if you were an alien."
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that relationship. I thought it was dope. And the last one is Michael, who is the centerpiece around this whole thing. Who his motivation? I think everybody's motivation was selfish.
Except for his.
His was the most selfish out of all of them.
Well, I mean, how so? When you
He's
say
He's trying to save his girl. He don't care about Andre.
Well, that's not selfish.
Yeah, it is.
he's
trying to
putting
save your
himself in
girlfriend?
danger to save somebody's
Right.
life.
The only one that was selfish was Taser.
What?
Yeah,
Taser
just
didn't
wants,
really have any motivations.
he just want a bigger criminal organization.
yeah.
I can use this for
Well, Taser
power.
didn't even want to be there. He was trying to get the craze.
For revenge, not for any
Selfish, yeah.
good reason.
Because Craze whooped up on his nanny. So I get that.
He wanted, yeah. So I mean, he was the only one that was selfish. Michael wasn't selfish.
It depends on how you look at it. I want my girl because that's my girl, and I don't want to lose
Yeah,
her, or
I'm-
I want to save somebody's life. It just depends on the way. You
Yeah,
look
I'm
at it. I
trying
don't
to
think he
save
was
my
being
girl.
selfish.
I need all four of you guys. I don't give a fuck about, but if I don't have all four of you guys, she's gonna die.
Oh, okay. You're saying selfish as far as him wanting them to.
Yeah, his whole
collectively
motivation
come
is to
together.
save Dion.
Because everybody else would have just functioned solely. Like they wouldn't have sought out the other people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, Andre's motivation is selfish because of his son, of course. Rodney,
I don't even know what his motivation was at that point. He's just a
yeah,
goofball
he really
sidekick.
didn't have one, honestly.
I think
His
everybody.
motivation was to sell more
Yeah,
weed
everybody
and
had
get money
settled into. I'm gonna use these powers for
to benefit me.
I think the connection they did for Rodney was Spud getting beat up. So I
Yeah.
think that's how
Oh,
they
okay.
kind of motivated him to join the crew.
And then the other woman was trying to find her sister.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
Man, I don't think any of them were selfish except for Taser. That's fucked up. You call my man Michael selfish.
he's
He trying to save his girl, bro. He trying to save his woman, man.
I don't
Taser
know.
still didn't want to do it, even once he found out like they
Taser's
needed
an
to be
asshole.
together. He was like,
He-
"Fuck
He don't
this
give a
shit."
fuck. Well, that's your girl, bro. They ain't mine. That's
Yeah.
what they gotta do with
What you
me.
gotta do with me, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
So,
what am I doing here?
but you said who said Michael was their favorite?
I mean,
Michael,
is that?
Either Michael or Taser. Michael, I just liked his personality. I thought he was thrown into a situation and he was already corny, so he had to like figure out how to get these other people that weren't corny to like understand and believe what he was saying. And I like how he just kept failing. He failed over and over and over and over. So I like that he was a centerpiece. If it was like somebody really cool, like a Tony Stark type of character, it would have been like, all right, I've seen this. But to throw this on someone that no one has any reason to listen to, I liked it.
That's a good point.
What about you, Nay?
No, I agree. I think I liked his character. Like I didn't necessarily like his powers as much, but I liked his character. And I do think that because he was trying to save his girl, it made it easier for him to kind of be the heart of that particular group. So yeah, and like Mike kind of said, it's like the desperation of his desperation kind of forced everybody together. But no, I liked him, and I was probably the most impressed with his acting, honestly.
Yeah. What about you, Spy? How you felt about?
I like Michael. It was a good, wholesome character that you could root for. Like I feel like if it had centered around any one of the other characters, then we would have been like Mike you sort of said, I've seen it before. But I think he did a really good job in the sense of pulling it together and you being like, I want him to win. Like they did a good job of framing it that way for him. So I like this character.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was my second favorite. I think I like Taser, and I think his acting performance, just the menacing nature of him. But I think Michael as the centerpiece, the connecting thread for all of them made sense, for the story. And I think we see like how. So they said later on when the white guy was explaining to Andre how activation works. And he said that it works when you're around other people with power. So they're basically like mutants. So they have this latent power. We saw all of their powers being introduced in moments of high stress. We also learned that it takes a lot out of them because Andre was passed out. Bruh.
I didn't understand him not answering the door for his son. I'm like, damn, he's sleeping hard, bro. God.
Me either. And Taser was struggling. He was having ED with his powers.
Damn.
He couldn't get his shit. But he had said he mastered his power, but because stress is an inducing factor, whenever he would smoke weed, the shit wouldn't work. And I think because remember he smoked weed before.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yep. When he had that fight with Masher, and they said, "Why didn't you use a power?" He said, "I tried." He had just smoked weed because he normally don't smoke weed.
And they also say it triggers if you're near someone that has their powers already activated. Because one of them, I can't remember who it was though, but one of them, their powers activated only when they were close to Taser.
I think it was Michael. Because Taser had already been using his powers. If I got the timeline right, I think Taser had already been using his powers because he said it had triggered. So when he got around Michael and stabbed Michael,
that's when Michael used his.
That's when Michael first used his power. And I think so. I'm trying to remember because Michael ended up walking past Rodney because Rodney walked up to Michael trying to sell him weed.
And then that's when Rodney.
And then they also.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
And then he tried to sell Andre.
He tried to sell Andre, but Michael and Andre were also walked past each other too. I think he came into Onyx. And then in the hospital when Taser got slashed, Michael was walking to see his mom. He walked past. He didn't walk past Taser, but he walked past Sabrina.
Yes.
Yep. So I have to go back and watch to get the timeline of when Michael's powers triggered. When did Michael walk past all of these people to see if it lines up?
That's good writing.
But
it is.
Yeah, and it's
really
very
good.
subtle. Like you see it happening, but you're not really connecting it.
That's really
So
good.
can y'all help me out? The sickle cell, is it them having the sickle, like the trait for it? Because none of them actually had sickle cell. So how did that play exactly into them having these powers?
It was someone in their family.
I thought it was a parent.
That's what I thought.
I thought it was a parent.
All of their parents had it?
Did it say parent? I can't remember. I know it said somebody in their family had it, so that means they had a latent
Like
gene. in them.
Okay.
The way I was thinking was that, of course, they were, it's like Andre explained, predominantly in black people. Other races can get it. I was thinking Tuskegee experiment.
I very much felt that as well.
Yeah, and all these experiments they did created this gene in them that ended up in this generation. So I don't think any of the parents had powers, right?
No, not powers. But I thought that they said that somebody within each one of their families had
it.
sickle cell. That's what I thought they said.
Right. So what I was thinking was that Health and Unity or some other organization were running experiments on the parents that had sickle cell, and whatever they were doing to those parents created this gene in the children.
Right. Yeah. See, that's the part I couldn't connect. I wasn't sure if they were doing experiments on the people that had sickle cell and that created the gene, or the gene was there, they found it, and they started doing experiments on them because they had the
Right.
gene.
Could be
That's
that too.
where I
I wasn't
was
sure.
confused because
They never really explained it.
They
Yeah.
didn't explain it because you've got Taser's mom who was obviously being experimented on, but
Right.
then you had Michael's mom
Taser's
who
mom had powers.
who had sickle cell. So I
Right.
think I was getting confused on like, is it a situation where these people have powers that have like dormant and now they want to do experiments on them once they realize they have powers, or are they giving them these powers in experimentation? I couldn't figure that out, which is why I was hoping they do have a season 2 so I can figure that piece out.
Yeah, because you just reminded me. Taylor's mom clearly had powers, so she was a parent. So yeah, so
But Michael's mom didn't have power.
Right.
Ooh, and she was
And
struggling.
she had bad sickle cell.
Yeah.
But
that was a rough scene.
Y'all should watch this interview with them. But I watched the part with Rap Man, that's his name. Yeah, he was explaining how he came up with the idea, how he was thinking like, man, it's fucked up that only black people or primarily black people have this thing. And he's like, well, what if we turn this into a superpower? And he said he knew the name of the show immediately. And he said when he contacted Netflix and told them, I want to call it SupaCell, they were like, oh yeah, perfect, let's go. But before watching it, I didn't know anything that it was about. So it was just funny when you said SupaCell and Rob was immediately like, sickle cell? I didn't know the show had anything to do with sickle cell until I watched it. So it was just interesting that that's the route they were going. And I don't even think my dumb ass connected until like episode 2 or 3. I'm not even sure if I knew that the mom had sickle. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with
What's
it?
wrong with it? Yeah.
Why
I mean, you know, they explained they took some
did-
time
you ain't
before
gotta
they
rub it
got.
in, Ken.
No, I'm just saying. No, I think by 2 or 3 they started kind of, revealing what was going on. Because you couldn't really tell when Michael went to visit his mom that it was going to be around sickle cell. It was just mom was just in the hospital with sickle cell, and here come this white woman who got promised, everything's going to be okay. And it seemed innocent, and we found out she was the bad guy
Right.
behind every damn thing, because they set it up to where it was going
Turned
to.
his mama over to the people.
He did, and didn't even know
Didn't
it.
even
He
know.
what, his mom?
Turned his mama over to the people.
Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't even.
So again, that's
Think
what I'm
of
saying. I don't know how all of that plays into each other, because it's like, are you taking people who have is it people who have the trait or people who actually have sickle cell, and like, are you experimenting on them and creating these? Like, I just don't understand how it all happened.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think they created the powers. I think they were just monitoring everybody. 'Cause remember, they had that screen where
TV
they
screen.
knew
Yeah.
when someone's powers would kick off. I think they could just read when the powers were kicking off. I don't know if they were doing the experiments and giving them powers. But then, what Craze said, that's what confused me, because it made it seem like he was saying that they made him that way. Remember
Right.
before he died?
He said y'all created me or something.
That he said something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
it was confusing.
It's like it's almost like they have a batch of people that they created and a batch of people who just naturally have enabled these.
Oh, that could be
these
it.
powers. So I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I want to understand the connection there.
That's probably what it is. They
Yeah.
probably have people that it happened organically. They caught them, experimented on them, figured out how to activate it in other
Right.
people.
Like they
Maybe
did with
that's what it
Andre.
is.
And
Right.
then they gave it to the hooded people to catch the other people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that might be what it is.
Yeah, I think they said at 5 or 6, maybe that was a level, or maybe it was 4, a level 3 or phase 3 activation where all of them kind of came together.
God, that scene was so fucking
It
tight.
was.
Yeah.
That scene was so good.
You're talking about the big fight, right?
Did it?
Well, when it ended on this, but when they all came together to fight the 3 hooded
the
people that
Avengers
showed
shot?
up.
Yeah.
The Avengers shot. I thought that was fucking dope.
Did y'all expect Crazy to have powers?
No,
No.
That shot
took me
I
out.
was like, oh
Not
shit.
at all.
That was definitely an old shit moment.
And his powers were fucking.
Yeah, he was
dope.
a beast.
Yeah.
He was.
Because he could absorb.
He just took other
yeah.
people's powers.
All
yeah.
you gotta do is touch him. And
Yep.
he got
Damn,
the
that was
powers.
cold. Right
Yeah,
there.
when Taser disappeared and he crossed down, he just throwing
Hey,
the fire
he
like,
was
that,
kick-
like he was
That
bowling.
was a
That was
dope
crazy.
ass scene.
Man,
He was
that
kicking
shit was-
ass right
that shit
there. I
was
said, "God, they ain't
bro.
gonna beat this nigga."
He was like, I can't see him. Give me the goggles. I can't see him. Give me the goggles.
And I wasn't even expecting
beast.
that shit when Rodney was standing by me, took his wallet, And that's all it took. And he took his powers and killed everybody there, incling Dion.
That was
The way
cool.
he killed,
Bro, the way he kicked, the way he stabbed the dog
stabbed the
shit.
shit out of it.
I said, I know this ain't ending like this,
I was
bro.
like, that's personal right there. They ain't even got nothing to do with them goddamn powers. They is
Dang.
personal.
Yeah, very
He stabbed
personal.
the shit out of that nigga, boy.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah.
That whole last scene was fire.
It was.
Yeah. Even like there was this kind of this confluence of like all of them ascending onto being at the dope house.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, at the same time. They did it a couple of
That
times.
was good too.
Yeah.
That was dope too.
They meeting each other for the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And
they were
fighting
right.
each other and then leaving. And then that was dope.
This could have been week to week because the way they ended every episode was really,
Yes.
really
It
well.
was.
I agree.
It was. Which made it easy to binge.
To just,
Yeah.
I'm watching the next
Yeah.
one.
But-
I'm watching the
I
next
stay up to like 3 a.m. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not
I
going
did
to
the
bed.
same thing.
I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't
good.
turn it off when I was watching.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of
but-
starting at like 10 and just was like, I'm watching all of this.
It's 5-6 hours
Yeah.
watch or something like that. But this is where Dion got on my nerves, bro. I'm sorry. Episode 5, 6, or whatever. Why did she stay her ass in the car, bro?
He told her to.
She didn't.
He told her to leave.
Oh, you said why didn't she stay in the car?
Yes. She got out. If you can't do shit, you have no fucking powers. So
Black girl magic, bro. That's her super.
how did that work
That they
out?
was coming or something. She was honking the horn to let them know they was
Yeah,
behind
she
her or
did.
something.
Yeah.
She
mean,
did
helped
that.
a little bit.
She tried.
I ain't gonna just
bro.
sit there and watch my man get killed up now.
I don't remember her getting out the car now.
Yeah, she
She did. She
I
got.
believe
She
you.
ran
I
back
don't
in
remember.
though, and then she got shot.
Yeah.
She
I
ran,
liked her.
out and then she ran back to the car.
She was dedicated.
I think Michael got something happened with Michael. He got slammed up against the car. She went, Michael!
Yeah.
She ran out to get him and
Oh,
stuff like
that's
that.
right. When they were getting taken away or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
And then I think
right.
she woke up. He was like, "Yo, you need to get your ass back in the car. It's safer." She got her ass back in the car,
And then she gets shot.
and then something else happened. She hopped her ass back out again, and because I think one of them dudes knocked the shit out of her. ass.
Crazy seen her or something, didn't he?
Nah, somebody slapped the shit out of her ass, and she was unconscious for a minute.
I thought Crazy hit her. But
Yeah,
I think it was
so.
crazy to hit her.
Okay.
Because what happened to her at the end? Like she got shot.
She got
shot
That
because
bullet
of-
that he dodged went
because of Michael ass. Michael went and stabbed him, and then and Rodney came, knocked Michael out of the way,
and he
and
hit the gun. Oh yeah.
and then she got
Can't
shot.
blame that on Michael.
Yes, I can.
Why?
He had no business stabbing old boy. All he had to do was say, "Don't go near him," because if you do, he would touch him.
His final destination. She's meant to die.
Right. That's what made it so
Got
good.
to die.
I know. I didn't expect her to die. Did y'all?
I didn't.
I didn't
ain't gonna lie.
expect
I thought
her
he
to
was gonna
die, but
save
when
her.
it happened, I was like, oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
dope.
I thought he was gonna save her. I ain't gonna lie. But I, like you said, when it happened, it's like, oh.
And they kind of set it
yeah.
up nice when she was like, "Well, I know her. I already know when
You
I'm
know
gonna
the
die,
day,
so
not
I'm
the day,
good."
right?
I know the day.
Butterfly
I know the
effect,
hour.
though. That's what made, because on the rewatch he mentioned the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It came into play, which you mentioned earlier. That's why she died earlier.
Dang.
Right.
Yeah. So
But
That was
but
good.
that also means that there's another timeline that she might still be alive.
It
So
was.
They need to do season 2.
Yep.
They
They
got
do.
to. They have to.
Yep. So yeah.
Blame her death on Michael. That's fucked up, man.
I thought it was funny when Sabrina was googling A-Town and Little Baby song came. She was like, "This shit ain't real."
Wait, what part?
Little Baby song came
Yeah,
up.
it sure did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
On her phone, it was like it was
Yeah.
showing little babies. Whatchamacallit.
Yeah. Yeah, but and then what else happened in the final fight? Because Vince Staples tweeted, he said he didn't see the black coons showing up in the hoods.
What?
He
He
called
was
them black
calling them
coons.
coons because they were trying to capture the other black people. Vince Staples, you know Vince
Vince
Staples.
Staples just being
Well,
funny.
he's a comedian, man.
That's actually pretty funny. I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
He's really
That's
not wrong.
what's funny.
And I didn't expect to see Andre showing up. When-
Yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Yep.
was
He
dope,
yeah. But one of those guys did Sabrina dirty, bro.
What, when he threw her across the fucking
Bro,
parking
when
lot?
he dropped her ass, remember they were carrying her? He just dropped her
Oh, I
ass
don't
on the
remember.
floor, bro.
Before they were going to go in the portal.
Yeah, because they were dragging Rodney.
Right.
He picked up Sabrina. He was carrying her like this, And then I think Ghost was running around stabbing people, so he was like, "Fuck this!" He just dropped her
I
ass,
don't remember.
and she got him back because she got mad. She headbutted his ass, and then she threw his ass into the.
I gotta go
what's
back
it?
and watch this
Scaffolding or
again.
something.
Yeah, right.
You know what was so dope about? I thought the whole time, I thought the route they were gonna go is those were them, but a different timeline. Then.
Oh, really?
So I thought they were like trying to stop them from doing a certain thing because whatever they were gonna do was gonna fuck up the future. But then when they finally knocked one of those women's helmet off and it was a different person, I was like, oh, okay, that's not the route they're going.
I thought they were gonna do some like Guardians of the Galaxy shit and join hands, and it'd be some like supercharged bullshit that happened and killed everybody. I didn't know like the significance of these 5 people
That could've been
coming
tight,
together.
though.
It could have been. I mean, they could have done it well, but
come out.
I just didn't.
No.
I thought that like the 5 of them all being together was gonna turn into some big save the day moment. I like the fact that it didn't. Though.
Yeah, because again, Dion, because she got bro. Go back and rewatch it. She got knocked out twice, bro, just being stupid.
She's trying to just be stupid.
She had no
She's trying to
Be
power.
be
helpful.
Her power was love, Ken.
Where'd that get her?
Love
Dead.
you about your ass home.
Got her ass dead. Shut up.
That part was so sad.
It
I was like, no.
was.
And I was telling them, the first time I watched it, I thought that was the second to last episode.
Oh.
So I was running around all day doing shit with my girlfriend. I was like, I gotta get home
To watch the last episode.
last episode.
Nigga, that was the last
Man,
episode.
I was so mad because I went home and I thought Netflix was fucked up because I went to the last episode and it was like, well, I already saw
Like,
this.
where is the episode?
Y'all, it got so bad. I went to Flickster because I was convinced.
looking for-
I was convinced that Netflix was fucked up, and when I
Damn, that's
realized, no, that was really the last episode, I was heartbroken.
But you were okay if that was the last episode, though.
Yeah, now I had to
That's
settle
weird.
into it.
That's weird.
But when I thought there was one more, oh my god, I was so fucking pissed off. Oh, I was so
that's
pissed
funny.
off. But yeah, Michael acted his ass off because I really
He
felt like
did.
he
Yeah.
was, and she did too when she got out the car.
That was good. That was a
It
good ass
was.
scene.
It
I was like, no, they shot
Like, damn, Mike.
Yeah,
everything he did, and it wasn't enough.
Didn't work.
because both of them had another date in mind. It was like psych.
And they weren't married yet. Because remember, on her tombstone, it
Right,
said
it's like
mother,
wife.
wife, whatever. Not mother, but daughter, wife, whatever. So I was convinced like Michael was. She
Like,
got
no,
time.
we getting married tomorrow, and then she gonna die.
Right.
We got
That's what I
months. They
thought.
kept saying we got months left. We got months. We got at least 3 months.
But then
And
I remember the butterfly effect.
he fucked it all up.
Jesus, he didn't on purpose.
I didn't think the butterfly effect was going to actually.
I didn't
play
either.
into-
I didn't either until it
I
ended.
really
That was-
didn't.
yeah.
God, that was
Listen
good.
to the
That was a
white
good
man.
ass twist.
It really was a good ass.
That was a
twist.
good
I
ass
was not
twist.
expecting her to.
Well,
And they gave it a moment of silence too. You had to think about it. He's like, oh shit,
Yep.
that was dope.
Yep.
As hell.
Like that one little fleeting line from earlier about the butterfly effect, and now it came true.
he even said it when they were talking on the thing. Because remember, I don't know the guy's name that was hitting on Dion. He was very aggressive too. He was like, "Man, fuck Michael." And he got out the car and shit like that. I was like,
He
"Bro, this."
was.
Oh,
that was a
gangster
London
guy.
thing
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, that was Andre's
He was
son's
super
friend.
Yeah,
aggressive. He was
he
super
was
aggressive.
like, "What you gonna do?" She was like, "I'm not interested."
He's like, hang up the phone.
Yeah, he was like, "Hang up the phone," but whatever. But
2000s flirting boy. Yeah, Lord.
But even he told her the butterfly. He said, "Yeah, there's this thing called the butterfly effect." And so even
was
later
so
on, he
random.
mentioned it.
Yeah, but it was so random. Like the way they dropped it into the dialogue, it was not, because a lot of times people will say something, oh, that's gonna come back
Yep.
later. But even with them mentioning it more than once, it still didn't
didn't
feel
register.
like it's
Yep.
going. Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
They told me because I was convinced. I was like, "Yeah, she fine. She can go on."
Yeah, they
out
got
there."
months.
Yeah, they got months. They kept telling me that.
It was
just-
summertime when she did.
It's still cold right now.
And that was a really dope way to get her down there too, because in
Yeah.
any other scenario, you're thinking it's too dangerous for her to go, but she's going thinking that I'm not gonna die. That
Yeah.
that was.
They
And
did
even
really
he
good.
thought the butterfly effect,
Right.
like in his mind, he's like, well, the butterfly effect means I can change it to where you won't die.
Right.
versus
He
die
didn't
early.
think about the fact that I might change it and make you die earlier.
Yeah.
Or that what's gonna happen has
really
to happen.
good.
It's just
Yes, it has to happen, but just not in the way
You saw it.
and moment that it happened before. I don't know Rap Man, but if he wrote and directed this, he's
He
the
did really
shit.
good. He
'Cause
did
this
really
is
good.
really fucking good.
It was.
I read that Netflix wanted her to die.
Why?
He had, I don't know. I think he said he had a whole other ending in mind where it was going to be a happy ending, so to speak.
Because Netflix probably wants a season 2.
If they don't
Then
give him
why
a
they
season
ain't
2,
renewed it?
because I think they wanted to see how I perform.
Well, that yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but I think
want
now
Selena
is
wife.
yeah.
If it was happily ever after, then I don't think they would have even cared.
It wouldn't have
to
been a
give him
season 2.
2.
It's
But ending
better.
it this
That's
way,
true.
yeah.
I'm with you. It's
Because
better
they
that she
still
died.
could figure out a way to bring her, like to be the happy ending with him having the time traveling powers.
Well, he doesn't want to do that too.
What?
He said that. Well,
Ratman said that.
he said that he believes that now Netflix may change his mind if they renew it, but his whole thing is he doesn't want to go superhero. So if they die, they dead. He said because Marvel, DC
But they
always
done
bring
killed
people
Michael
back.
twice already.
Yeah, but that's his power. So yeah, so he doesn't want to do that. So
Well, motherfucker, do it. God damn it, we need some more of this.
yeah, because we always hear people say this. He was like, if you die, I'm gonna bring you back to life and kill you again. That shit literally happened to Craze. Bro, he was like, man, thank you. Even though they said he was a breath away, I think Jasmine must have did it. And when Jasmine healed, did y'all think about lashes on the back of Andre back?
I did.
What was it?
Oh man,
I don't
I
remember.
did.
Yeah, he had like some.
from when they whooped his ass and tossed him into the one of those pillars. Yeah, I did too, man.
Wait, he had.
It was just scarring, but
Yeah, when they
I
started
think I
showing how
noticed
they
it.
can heal, because somebody didn't. Was it Rodney who got burnt up? And
Yeah,
it was
Yeah,
like-
Rodney
can
got
heal
right.
fast.
And so, but I apparently all of them can, because yeah, it was Andre who got.
no, Jasmine. Remember, Jasmine
Who's
is the
that?
healer.
Who's Jasmine?
The little black girl that Dion was looking
the
for.
one in the case.
Oh, she
She
they
was
brought
playing
her
the piano.
in. They
She
brought
was
her
playing
in
the
and she
piano,
touched
yeah.
him, and
Wait,
his back
who was
started
she
healing.
connected to? I don't remember anybody looking
The-
for her.
Somebody
knew her?
Yeah,
The
the
store.
parents.
The
So
people in the
Dion was
store.
a social worker. She was. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's how she ended up connected to this whole thing, whatever.
Gotcha.
And then just when she was on the phone, she said they're making me use my powers. It hurts.
Yeah.
Because she absorbs their pain and heals them.
Yeah, but it looked like lashes.
But all of them have healing powers. I don't think I connected that.
I don't think they do. I
Nobody
think
else healed up.
I didn't think so. So I don't know
The
what those
fast dude
scars
did.
are.
The fast dude.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
the
I
only one
remember
because
him, but-
his
metabolism.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's a benefit of super speed. All
Oh,
species
Michael,
heal
since he
fast.
got stabbed, right?
But he went
He
back
just-
in time.
yeah,
he didn't heal himself. He just went back in time. To,
The Sabrina ass didn't get healed. She had to wake up. Her face was still fucked up.
Sure did. Yeah.
Which is why when she was walking up, when she saw Craig, she was like, there he is. She got out the car and she's walking up to him and they were like, ooh, look at this. Who this coming? He's like, why she walking with so much confidence?
bad
He said she got
Giles.
so much confidence.
Giles.
Oh, but when she used that power, bro,
That was good.
they
dipped.
ran. They were like, oh, she witchcraft.
That was funny.
I thought all the reactions to power were so,
Yeah.
it felt very
Natural.
realistic,
I
bro.
like when my man, after they robbed the dope house, he looked at it. He said, "Who did this?"
Oh,
the gun was bent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, his whole thing is if like he don't want to bring Craze back or Dion back.
I kind of feel him because I guess you can have different motivations for season
Yeah.
2. And
Yeah.
it might be interesting watching Michael go through the grief of
Yeah.
trying so hard and then still
Yeah.
losing,
And seeing how he deals with that,
and then
his
them having to
powers.
convince
Yeah.
him like, no, we still need you because this company's still after us.
Not to complicate this further, but this is what happens with time travel shit. Like he could be causing all of this shit.
Because he's going back in time and fucking with stuff.
Yep. Because Rodney, when he came back at the end, they were meeting with. He was like, "I thought you said you can't bring people back once they die." He was like, "You can't." But you know, Michael might be the origin behind all this shit.
Interesting.
You know, so
Netflix better renew this, right?
They
Or,
better.
or it's
Yeah.
racism.
Somebody.
It doesn't make sense for them not to with as popular as it's been.
yeah, they got to.
I didn't know how popular it was.
I just went in preparing for the review, going back and rewatching it and just looking at it because I don't know Rap Man, so I wanted to see what people were saying about it. That's when I saw the 18 million views and I saw what he said about the ending. So yeah, so that's where we are. What's Van Jones saying?
Yeah, bro, no, let's-
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm gonna wrap it up, but okay, all right. So anyway, any final thoughts?
We need a
Renewed for season 2.
Yeah.
That's it. This is a great. I'm gonna rewatch it again based off
Yeah,
what
I
we
am
talked
too.
about. Because this is a really good, easy watch. I like seeing the black people on screen, and
and it wasn't corny.
It wasn't corny.
They didn't overly hip hop it. You know,
Yeah.
It was just fitting for those
it was
type
it
of
fit perfectly. Yeah, there was
Facts.
gangster shit, and I agree with you. There was, you know,
But it's part of the culture.
But it
Top
wa-
Boy,
it
I
wasn't
was gonna say
too
that
much.
Top Boy was just like that though.
Well, Top Boy was
it was
all
about the
gangster.
Right.
gangsters. Yeah, so
That's different.
That reminded me of Top Boy a little bit. That part of it. So
But the
yeah.
point is, they didn't overdo it and make
Yeah.
it to where every black person in this film
Was gangster,
It
yes.
was
Just a
different
gangster.
types
That's-
of black.
yeah,
It was
exactly.
different
Yes.
types of black people, and
Yep.
I think that that culture is really feeling it and feeling like it's authentic to them.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you know,
I did see some tweets saying that it's
yeah,
real South Londonish.
Kudos to them.
This is the way to make a good superhero show without
Yes.
making it corny and lame. And
So it didn't
whatever.
feel Black Lightning-ish to you?
I didn't finish Black or even start Black Lightning.
Black
so-
Lightning is
Black Lightning
awful.
was
It looked awful. I don't know why y'all watched
That was
it.
some nigga shit right there.
That was my fear watching it. And when I started it, at first I was getting Black Lightning
Yeah.
vibes, but it quickly kind of tapered off and settled into what
The
it was.
story is
Yeah.
better. Like it's a more complex, interesting story,
Yep.
and they have the potential to really do some for real deep, introspective stuff with this storyline.
Yeah, Black Lightning, Mike, is very over the top black.
It's-
It's unnecessary.
It's CW Black.
It's like
Very
I
much
can tell.
so.
That's why I never
Yeah.
watched it.
it's
It
like
looked
Empire.
stupid.
Like Empire.
I
Yeah.
only wanted to watch it because Krondon is on it, but I couldn't make myself
Nah,
do it.
bro. It's with this, they did a really good job with the characters.
They did.
Yes.
You know, you really, and their all stories were so different. You connected to each one of them on a different
Yep.
level.
Exactly.
And the characters just unfolded as it went on. Like the powers were almost like an afterthought. You were like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like the people were the interesting part. So,
Yeah. By the time they got powers, like, well, I'm already here. I'm already connected.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
and it's, you know, it's like what we've been saying for years. It's like, can we get a show about with black people in it without it being black?
Without it being overly black.
Yes.
Just make them normal fucking people.
Yep.
You know.
And they were still able to make it feel cultural without it feeling too cliche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I dig it. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of talk. Yeah, no, I was with it. So,
Here. Season 2 needs to happen.
It does.
yeah.
They'll
yeah.
do it. They'll do it. I think there'd be too much backlash if they didn't. And if they don't do it, I bet you Rap Man will go to somebody else.
Yeah, somebody
I
will
bet
pick
you
it up.
Zulu will pick it up.
Somebody will pick it up.
Tubi.
BBC. I can see it on BBC.
If I'm Tubi, bro, I'm writing the check, bro.
Man.
I'm writing the check.
Immediately, but Tubi will ruin it.
Mr. Ratman, don't take it to Tubi.
Yeah, you will not get the budget you need from Tubi.
Don't.
It'll look like those those African Tubi movies where they be getting shot. Never mind.
Catch up. and stuff,
Yeah, I don't
blood.
want to see that. It'll look like Trump's ear the whole time.
Yikes.
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it there, man. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Nice.
All right, now I gotta play this video.
Man, Jones
bro.
is crying his ass nigga.
I was gonna ask you if he was crying, bro. He's always fucking crying. Did you see what he said about the Trump convention? He talking about this gave me 2008 Obama vibes. The Frames Per Second podcast.